G'day everyone, I thought I'd just make a quick video on what my thoughts are, just sort of basically the sort of basic principles of what you should lay out your chicken coop like, and just why I have sort of done what I've done and what seems to work pretty well for me. So I'll run you through that now. So I'm in the chicken coop now. They're my nesting boxes. That's their roosting area. Main thought is you always have your roosting area higher than your nesting boxes, because they'll usually tend to want to get up nice and high somewhere where they can hide away, just when they go to sleep. And then their nesting boxes, you sort of just an area where they feel nice and snug and safe, I guess, where obviously their roosting area is too big. So that I've only ever had one egg laid in here, which I'll show you the other side of it in a second. And for their nesting boxes, sort of made that like double-decker design just to see what they would do. And honestly, there's no difference in do they lay at the top, do they lay at the bottom. They lay 50-50. It's just ironic that two of them are in the top right now, but they will lay top and bottom, no dramas. And this is just from the other side of the wall basically. So that's the doorway you can see from the other side. And most people obviously run roosting bars inside their roosting area, which kind of felt like I couldn't really condense them up to as small as I wanted by having just bars there. So I've just made it slats, just sort of like a shearing shed floor, and I've sort of had no dramas with that. The shit just falls through into the bottom. They seem to walk on it better, really. I kind of prefer this over having bars, so I'm not really too sure why everyone does that. So I definitely recommend, that's the only way I'll ever make them from now on. It seems to be heaps better. And then, yeah, just normal concept behind for the nesting boxes from the outside, which you can just access through here. That's pretty much my main thoughts on nesting boxes and roosting area. Just make sure the heights are right and they'll naturally go to the right spot. And for their roosting area, don't worry too much about perches and bars. Just put slats everywhere and you'll have no dramas. And then I just have one more thought, which I've noticed with my Wyandotte variety, which are more of like a plump bird. They're not as sort of agile. The only issue I've had is because they'll jump from that height onto the ground, sometimes they crash land and they sort of have an injury for a couple of days. So if you sort of got more of a meat chook, maybe drop the height a little bit more, or just make it so they'll come out a bit nicer and not be silly and crash land and injure themselves. But that's about it, and thanks for watching.